What up, what up, what up, what up? You know it is SP the Ghost.
It's your boy Shiglo Cello XD Block, Silverback Gorilla up in here.
It's a kid, Yuck Mouth, man.
Check out my homie Prince.
My homie, Prince James.
Crown TV.
Crown TV.
Crown TV Courts, you heard?
Where they break down cases, man.
We use like high-profile court cases to teach the young ones.
To show y'all how these RICO and gang laws work, you dig?
To show these youngins like, yo, man, that everybody, like, this was really gonna happen if you get into this, man. That's how the court's gonna treat you.
No gossip, no speculation, no weirdo shit, man.
Ghost told you so. LOXD Block. Shout out to the homie Prince.
Tap in, man. Crown TV Courts. Yada da, boy.
Yeah, what's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to Crown TV Courts, brought to you by Crown TV, of course. I go by the name of the Crown Prince. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. This is a case that we are going to be talking about for a while and in great detail on this channel. This is a huge, huge case out of Massachusetts involving the rapper G Fredo. There are a lot of young cats in this case. G Fredo himself being 19 years old. He was born in 2001. A lot of young cats facing a lot of time. If the feds have their way in this case, a lot of these dudes will never see the light of day again. So we're going to go over this today. This is going to be like an overview, and then we'll come back and we will do the in-depth, detailed video on G Fredo himself and break down the charges. But we got to go through everything that is involved in this case, and this video will be specifically and mostly tailored to G Fredo. All right, first things first, 30 people arrested and indicted in this case. On the federal indictment, there are only 16. So half of that is going to amount to a lot of state cases, probably smaller charges, which we may or may not cover, depending on whether or not they involve G Fredo himself and how serious those charges are. I want to go over the charges in the indictment, and I don't want that to be confused with the allegations, which are a lot of times much more serious, and they are going to become more important as this case goes on. So these are the charges as they are listed in the indictment, and this covers everybody. RICO conspiracy, violent crimes in the aid of racketeering, which we cover on this channel. So we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about that as we get to G Fredo's charges and the in-depth video coming up. Conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, possession with intent to distribute controlled substances, possession of a firearm and furtherance of a drug trafficking crime, crossing state lines for purposes of prostitution, possession of a firearm with the obliterated serial number, felon in possession of a firearm. Again, those charges cover everybody in the indictment. As for G Fredo himself, he is charged with RICO conspiracy, violent crimes in the aid of racketeering, conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, and then he has the possession with intent to distribute controlled substances. Big charges, they carry big time. If he's convicted on all of these things, again, he will probably never see the light of day again. All right, now I want to get into some of these accusations, and I'm going to try to keep this tailored to G Fredo as best as possible, but it's impossible at times. So it says G Fredo is a member of NOB. Based on the investigation, he has been involved in multiple NOB-related crimes, both as a juvenile and as an adult. As discussed below, these crimes include a 2018 murder in Boston, a conspiracy attempt to commit another gang-related murder shortly thereafter, and also drug trafficking as an adult. It says G Fredo has been involved in the production and performance of numerous rap video recordings promoting NOB's illegal activities. It says, in these videos, G Fredo has repeatedly stated that he is an active and leading member of NOB. He has committed multiple shootings and murders on behalf of the organization, and he and the gang will continue to commit gang-related violence. G Fredo has openly flashed gang hand signs and worn gang-related clothing. There is probable cause to believe that G Fredo has violated the following federal criminal laws. That's RICO, conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, and possession with intent to distribute controlled substances. All right, I'm skipping forward to a section entitled Violent Crimes in the Aid of Racketeering. This breaks down some of these violent crimes. I'm sticking to the ones that involve G Fredo. There are multiple violent crimes in the aid of racketeering described in this section. If you want to read about them and all the wealth of evidence that they have, make sure y'all check that out on crowntvnews.com after the video is over. It's a 52-page document. So it starts out with G Fredo's music and his rap videos and all of the things detailed in them that are detrimental to this case. It says members and associates of NOB have produced rap recordings and videos which are gang related. The two primary members responsible for these recordings and videos are Michael Brandale, who is G Fredo, and Kelvin Burrows. For example, one of G Fredo's videos released in 2019 is titled Die Holmes, a direct reference to the Holmes Avenue street gang, who is one of NOB's rival gangs. The video includes express threats to shoot Holmes Avenue gang members and associates and was filmed on Holmes Avenue as a means of disrespecting the rival gang. The video includes a simulated execution of a Holmes Avenue gang member as well as Holmes Avenue gang clothing being lit on fire. The video also includes G Fredo bragging that he targeted a Cameron Street gang member for violence and taunting Cameron Street through a reference to a murdered Cameron Street member associate. There are multiple other NOB gang members and associates involved in the video, including defendants Ricky Pina and Samuel Mateo. During the video, Brando, who is G Fredo, Mateo, and Pina all flashed NOB gang signs. Rap recordings and videos are used to identify retaliatory violence committed by the gang as well as to memorialize NOB members and associates who have either been murdered or incarcerated. For example, in a video released on or about March 31st, 2020, titled This Is My City, G Fredo brags about acts of violence, including murders, committed by the gang and identifies members and associates who have been murdered and for whom the gang has and will continue to retaliate. All right, I'm skipping forward to a murder that allegedly happened on February 3rd, 2018. It says, on or about February 3rd, 2018, John Doe number 4 was shot and killed in front of his residence by two individuals who obscured their faces. Based on BPD investigation, the two shooters approached from the area of an adjacent alley before they started shooting. The victim was shot multiple times. Per witnesses prior to the murder, a vehicle subsequently identified by investigators as a Chrysler Pacifica was seen by the victim and others driving slowly past them, consistent with setting up a shooting. Witnesses told BPD investigators that the victim stated out loud that one of the people in the vehicle was G Fredo. Per witnesses, the victim also identified the kids in the vehicle had smoke or a conflict with the victim. The vehicle was observed by witnesses driving slowly to the area a second time. The shooting took place shortly thereafter. A conspiracy to commit murder / attempted murder on March 27, 2018. I want y'all to pay close attention to this. It says, on or about March 27, 2018, less than 2 months after the murder of John Doe number 4, BPD gang investigators were monitoring Wendover / NOB and Cameron Street territories to prevent violence. As part of the surveillance, BPD gang investigators were conducting surveillance near G Fredo's residence, which is in Quincy, Massachusetts at the time. Officers observed G Fredo get picked up in an SUV that was a rental vehicle. The vehicle proceeded to Boston. Officers observed the SUV drive to a residential neighborhood associated with the Cameron Street gang. The only viable reason for NOB members and associates to drive to the area was that it held potential targets for violence. Along these lines, by driving through Cameron Street territory, the NOB members' associates put themselves at considerable risk of being targeted for violence themselves. Officers also observed the vehicle engage in various driving moves consistent with cleaning itself of possible law enforcement. It says, given all of the circumstances, the actions of the vehicle were consistent with the preparation for a shooting against Cameron Street gang members. Officers attempted to stop the vehicle, which fled at high speed. BPD officers pursued and lost the vehicle for a brief period of time before stopping it. Officers arrested the following individuals. The NOB member associate who rented the vehicle associated with the February 3rd murder was the driver. Another NOB member was the front seat passenger. Defendant G Fredo was on the driver's side in the rear, and another NOB member was the rear passenger. It says officers searched the area where pursuing officers had lost sight of the vehicle briefly. They found 2 handguns that had scratch marks consistent with being thrown from a vehicle, a .40 caliber pistol with a 16-round magazine, and lying next to it a .380 caliber pistol. All 4 individuals in the vehicle had been in G Fredo's video They Don't Know, in which the murder of John Doe number 4 was reenacted, and future retaliatory murders were promised by NOB. During this video, all 4 individuals flashed NOB gang signs. The facts support that the individuals in the vehicle were in the process of committing a shooting targeting the Cameron Street gang when they were stopped by BPD officers. So in a nutshell, just by them being in this area and having these guns in their possession, allegedly, they are looking at that as an attempted murder. So that should go to show you how they are looking at this and the level of violence that is in this indictment. So I want y'all to go look at this complaint. It's going to be up on crowntvnews.com after this video. This document goes on to talk about how he is involved as far as it relates to his drug trafficking charges. That's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to go into that and make this video extra long. Y'all can check that out when y'all read the document. Let me know what y'all think about this video. And again, we will come back with a detailed breakdown of G Fredo's case, his charges, what they carry, what he's up against, what defenses are possible. We're going to go through all that in the next video, so that's something to stay tuned for. Let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's the Crown Prince. Peace, y'all. I need y'all to check out crowntvnews.com for updates and stories that you may not necessarily find on this channel. Also, if there are stories that you are interested in seeing on this channel, you can hit me up on Instagram at CrownTVOfficial. Also, you can email me at info@crowntvnews.com. Thank you.
You look out your window and see people enjoying a beautiful day, but you can't because you need to wait for hours at the tax office to do your taxes. Those days are over. Let Who's Your Tax Man help you. We do tax preparation, individual and business. And best of all, you don't have to leave home. With our virtual tax prep service, submit your documents to our secure and encrypted portal. We use the same level of security your bank uses for online banking. We are licensed and bonded, and you'll get the maximum refund guaranteed. Call us at 1-800-951-9591, 1-800-951-9591, or visit us at who'syourtaxman.com.